On this week's episode, we talk about fruits and vegetables, and Darius Koski of the Swinging Utters calls in.
The tortured doctor is in, back here to confess his sins, knowing damn well he was dead wrong. And I can't believe my eyes, trouble and regret on my mind. I'll let you take the whole thing down, brick by brick, tonight. And there's a devil dancing in my head as I'm hovering above your bed. Hey, oh, we know how this story goes. Hey, oh, the plot it thickens and grows. Hey, oh, there's nothing left to hide. Hey, oh, down here on the south side. I was the worst of my kind. I left my old life behind. Can't believe I got away with it so long. And at the end of the day, there is nothing to say. So tired of being right and wrong all my life. And there's a devil dancing in my head as I'm hovering above your bed. Hey, oh, we know how this story goes. Hey, oh, the plot it thickens and grows. Hey, oh, there's nothing left to hide. Hey, oh, down here on the south side. Down on the south side. Hey, oh, we know how this story goes. Hey, oh, the plot it thickens and grows. Hey, oh, there's nothing left to hide. Hey, oh, down here on the south side. Down the south
And now, broadcasting from the Vicious Pig Saloon in downtown Mattersville, this is your one-stop shop for everything punk rock, food, and, well, that's pretty much it. Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts for Punk Rock Foodies Radio, Skate Rat Betty, Steve Guerrero, Brian Reinhardt, and here's the asshole in charge, Xander T.
That was Torture Doctor by Alkaline Trio, and you are listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio on punkrockradio.net. I am Xander T, the asshole in charge of Punk Rock Foodies, and here with me at the Vicious Pig Saloon, as always, is
Brian.
Skate Rat Betty.
Steve Guerrero here.
another episode where we're all together.
Ah, good to see you guys.
For those of you who don't know, Punk Rock Foodies is a Facebook group where we post pictures of food you've made, food you're about to eat at a kick-ass restaurant, and just, it's all about food, and we all love punk rock music. And speaking of punk rock music, who's got a song for us?
I got one. I just heard that this old school band is working on some new material, so let's start off with a little Bikeage from the Descendents.
Hey.
Running out of time again. Where did you go wrong this time? When your problems overwhelm you, don't
on Blank TV, and you're listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio.
Was Bikeage by the Descendents, followed by GWAR song, one of my favorites, Penguin Attack, one of the best songs they have, and just an awesome video if you've ever go on YouTube and check it out. It's the funniest fucking thing you'll ever see. You're listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio. I'm Brian. Here's Xander T, the asshole in charge.
Thanks, Brian. GWAR's funny. Flopsy the cut-faced boy. That's always one of my
the cuttlefish of Cthulhu.
So I was thinking the other day with just how the weather is like beautiful now in this hemisphere, and we've got great vegetables growing in gardens, and farmers markets are popping up. I mean, I know, Steve, you live in Southern California, so you get probably some good produce all year round.
Yeah, they got some rain this week. That helps.
Yeah, it actually rained buckets on Saturday and Sunday.
Kick ass.
Yeah.
You guys act like that never happens. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're in a drought, though, that's probably the...
Well, in July, that was totally... It was like, it's still kind of like tropical weather out. It's weird. It's like muggy, and it's just unusual for Southern California. Usually it's just hot as balls.
You say muggy and unusual in the same sentence, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida, they just call that Tuesday.
It's 104 outside right now, and that's like 94% humidity. I'm not even going outside today.
Hell no. That's like when I lived in Florida, I used to equate summer to winters in Pennsylvania. Like, you don't go out for 3 months in Pennsylvania because of the damn snow and the cold. In Florida, you don't go out for 3 months in the summer because it's so fucking muggy.
When I moved to Colorado, I said I traded 9 months of summer for 8 months of please don't make me go outside after 2 p.m.
Well, but the one nice thing about the great weather and the rain is that it helps us grow vegetables and fruits. You like that little segue?
Yeah.
So,
Radio professional over
I
here.
try to find my opening and I just slide right in.
That should be our hashtag.
Slide right in.
Stick it in there. So I was thinking, like, about, cooking with fruits and vegetables, fresh fruits for rotten vegetables, however you want to go with it. But just, I do a lot. I grow tomatoes, more like cherry tomatoes, and a lot of different peppers, different hot peppers, and basil. That's pretty much it, because I don't have a lot of room. I've got a little deck off my townhouse, and I've got some pots. And I say I grow. Rachel takes care of them, but, I eat them. So, I also have the benefit of Rachel's dad's got a nice garden with, like, zucchini and yellow squash and other real tomatoes and other peppers. And then I always grew up with my dad had a garden, huge garden, and, like, he always gives me stuff. Like, I end up throwing a lot of it away because it's just too much that I don't use. But so I was thinking, like, what are some of the vegetables you guys really like and like to cook with, especially in the summertime? Maybe even just throw on the grill or whatever. Steve, you got something that?
Yeah. Cherry tomatoes are one of my neighbors. She grows a bunch of veggies, and she always hooks me up. She knows I like the peppers and the tomatoes and stuff. And last couple of times we made this little kind of finger food appetizer, little caprese bites. Just a toothpick, cherry tomato, a little mozzarella, and then a leaf of basil. And it's just drizzled out with like some balsamic vinegar and some nice fresh black pepper. And it's just, dude, they're so good, and they're kind of a fun thing. Everybody likes them, and we brought those to a couple parties this summer, and those were a big hit. But yeah, then the jalapenos she grows, they're just fucking super spicy, and I usually incorporate that like in a saute or for breakfast. I made it in the grits the other day with some mushrooms, and hatch chili season is almost upon us. That's green chili from New Mexico. That's really phenomenal. I mean, it's like it's got a lot of heat. It's kind of not really like a pasilla, but it's shaped like a pasilla pepper, but it's a different flavor kind of. So I'm getting fired up for that because there's actually a couple hatch chili festivals I found going on around here. So. Definitely the peppers are a big hit for me this time of year because I like it spicy. So, what about you, Skate Rat? What are you into right now?
I do remember the hatch chili season from when I was in Colorado. That was, as a matter of fact, when I moved back to Florida, one of like the 3 frozen things that I brought back with me was a deer that we had butchered out there, and then a batch of the chilies that I had bought that were.
Yeah.
They put them in this huge grinder thing and they roast them. It's almost like a big bingo vat.
Yeah, I've seen that on
turn them
Travel
over
Channel.
and over.
Yeah.
Awesome. They're delicious. They're amazing. You can put them in like anything, eat them by themselves, and I've made like soups and but veggies, me, I like, as much as I deny it, I'm a dirty-footed hippie, I guess. But I love going to the farms here locally. I will go to farms. Right now we're urban farmers. We're small. We're in town. I have a couple of raised beds because I do have chickens and stuff. So in the ground and everything is not really going to work for me. But I built a little pallet garden, so now I've got oregano and thyme, and I've got 2 different kinds of mint, dill, rosemary. I have the biggest basil plant, and then I have like 5 different kinds of hot peppers that I did for Mike because he makes his own hot sauces. I have seen, quite a few of the Punk Rock Foodies members are growing their own too, not just, hitting the market, but I do see quite a few people in their posts are like, hey, this came out of my garden, or, I made this. Like Super made this.
That's why I always like the hashtag at farm to table, even though it's
Yeah.
in a pot on my deck. But it's still it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It's a farm.
the principles apply.
That counts.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I got 6 little chickens back there.
There is
Yeah.
a certain satisfaction you get from eating something that you grew, even if it's just something minor. You know what I mean? Like I say we, but Sheena is the magician behind the garden, and we grow things, more like basil and cilantro and kale and things like that, kind of like side items, not like giant. We tried some carrots, but they haven't really come in real well. But this is the first year we've done it, so we're trying. They are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
They are.
So
I don't have the patience for like that kind of thinning and weeding and letting them sit there until they're totally ripe and you can't pull them up and check or anything. Nope. I want to be able to see what I'm.
Yeah, root vegetables. You're right. Like not being able to see it. That's got to be like. I'm impatient. Like even like when I used to grow garlic, I would see these like great stalks and like I'd be plucking off the flowers before they bloom because it like ruins the bulb. And then when it came July, time to pull them, and I'd pull up these little fucking heads of garlic that were like no bigger than the clove that I planted. It's like, why did I even waste the clove on this?
I tried. What did I try? Onions, I think, a couple of times. It's just like, no, you gotta. I don't know. Yeah, I don't trust it though. I like to be able to see that I'm doing stuff right. Like my peppers, everything else that I grow, I can tell. Oh, it's getting too much sun, too much water, not enough this, not enough that. But under the ground, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna stay in the dark. Whatever. Let's see. I might have wasted 6 months. I might not have. Let's find out.
I want to try and grow some corn, but I mean, I live in Illinois, so like you can't throw a rock without hitting some corn. So I think that's probably not the thing to grow out here. So we can try something a little more adventurous next year. But we're just trying to see how the soil is this year. Stuff's growing really well. We probably planted a little bit too much, but it's mostly, side stuff like basil and things like that. So nothing too big.
Pictures look nice though. Like I've seen your garden pictures. They look good.
It's coming in. She was telling me that she probably planted too much, but whatever. This is how we find out. So next year, I think she'll kind of cut it back. But the stuff that she has grown that she's brought in the house has been pretty damn good. We lost our lettuce to the earwigs, unfortunately.
Lettuces are hard, but I mean,
Yeah.
you guys, at least both you guys have kids. I mean, like honestly, when you have little ones running around that are gonna, not only learn how to garden but help,
Yeah.
it's also it's nice to have that aspect where like it's not just you that like, oh, I gotta get up every day and go water this damn garden and pull it. No, hey Johnny, you want to learn where your food comes? Let's go out there. You can pull some weeds today.
Get to work, so earn your keep.
Earn your keep.
That's my dad's favorite thing when the girls go visit is having them come and help weed the garden and pick beans and tomatoes and whatever.
Oh yeah.
Keeps them from.
So they like doing it?
I think my dad
They
had
do.
5 kids because it was the free labor aspect.
Yeah, they like doing it. Well, my dad does pay them sometimes, so they
Oh, well, that helps.
the dollar bill here and there. But I think one of the things I like to do, zucchini grows like a fucking weed. If you've ever grown a zucchini plant and you don't pick them all, then you never need to plant another one because the next year that rotten zucchini that laid there, those seeds, they will regerminate and you'll get another plant. And they grow bigger and bigger every year. But I love taking those and slicing them nice and thin and then putting them in like a batter, like just flour and water really. And then deep frying them, pull them out, squirt some lemon on, a little Parmesan cheese, dip it in marinara sauce. It's so fucking good. What a great like appetizer.
Have you ever done zucchini boats?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good. You kind of cut the lengthwise, and then you kind of hollow it out, and then you can put like marinara sauce and cheese, maybe a little breadcrumb, and then bake it, and it becomes like a little boat.
Zucchini boats. I thought you said zucchini books with your weird Southern California accent. I was like, what is this? Zucchini book.
Zucchini boats, bro.
I made those after seeing them on Punk Rock Foodies too. As a matter of fact, is where I got those from. The zucchini noodles I had seen on the internet, and then I saw the zoodles or whatever everybody on Punk Rock Foodies started making. And they're great. And I didn't buy a freaking $20.
How did you do it?
I use a vegetable peeler that I already own that cost me like $1.99.
Same here.
yeah. And they're like flat strips, some of them. But I mean, honestly, I like to get the rind in there too, so I kind of like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're so good. It's like way lighter than pasta. It's a nice dish.
Yeah, and it's more like a fettuccine noodle maybe or something. Yeah. But,
yeah, a little flatter. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever do spaghetti squash?
No, Mike will not eat a squash. Like I can't even
Do it without him knowing it. It's just like spaghetti. We used to do it to my grandfather all the time.
It doesn't appeal to me. I don't know why. I never really had them growing up. Really, acorn squash, pumpkin, really nothing. I don't like. I love yellow squash. I love zucchini. I don't know why.
See, I think one of the things that we do a lot in the summer because of the fact that like onion, like I said, Rachel's dad's got a garden, yellow squash, zucchini, he's got onions and tomatoes. It's just getting those like 4 ingredients, chopping them up, putting them in a foil packet, with like some Italian dressing or just season and just throw it on the grill. There's your side dish. Simple, fresh vegetables, tastes good. Can't go wrong with that.
I love grilling fruit too, though. I'll grill vegetables like year round, but in the summer, man, grilling some fruit.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well, I tell you, why don't we go up to a song? When we come back, we'll switch from vegetables and talk about fruit.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
I like that idea.
Yeah,
I like it.
Skate Rad, you got a song?
I do, and with the topic and everything, how about a song off the Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables album with Dead Kennedys, one of my favorites. Let's do Kill the Poor.
On Punk Rock Foodies Radio. punkrockradio.net.
If efficiency in progress is ours once more, now that we have the neutron bomb, it's nice and quick and clean and get things done. Away with the sense and but no less valued a property. The sense in war, but perfect sense at home. The sun beams down on a brand new day. No more welfare tax to pay. A tight vigilance on a big flashing light. Countless millions whisked away. At last we have more room to play. Our systems go and kill the poor tonight. Gotta kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. The sparkle of champagne. You find it's time to free again. A life's of the reason you must live right. Jane Fonda on the screen today. Convince the liberals it's okay. So let's get dusted and so in the night. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. The sparkle of champagne. The crime makes time to free again. A life summary if you was really right. Jane Fonda on the screen today. Convince the liberals it's okay. So let's get dusted and so in the night. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight.
right, that was Sour by Bracket, and you are listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio on punkrockradio.net. We're talking fruits and vegetables. We just talked about vegetables, and Skate Rat, you had said about grilling fruits year-round, but obviously more so this time of the year for us up north. What are some of your favorite fruits to grill?
I did peaches the other day when I had some friends over for dinner. For our dessert, I had homemade a whipped cream spiked with Jack Daniels, and I grilled peaches. That was super good. Just kept it simple. When you're getting the fruit and stuff that is at the height of the season, really I find I don't have to do too much to it. I kept seeing everybody making like blackberry turnovers and pies and blueberry cobblers and all this stuff on Punk Rock Foodies, and it was driving me nuts. I went out and I hit the market and got some berries and came back. I had fresh apples. I did a apple blueberry pie that was really good. But man, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fruits in the summer when you get them, it's almost like everything is so sweet. I find that half the time I don't really have to do a lot that adds too much sugar.
Brian, you ever grill any fruits? I know you're a grill master.
I don't have a lot of experience doing it, but I throw pineapple into every shish kebab I do. Whether people want it or not, it's going to be on there. And then if they don't want it, they can give it to me. That's fine. Pineapple's one of the easiest fruits to grill. I know we've all done that, I'm sure, but if anyone's listening to this and you haven't done it, even if just get the big slices, or get the stuff out of the can. It doesn't matter. You can put in a shish kebab. Pineapple grills really well. Watermelon grills surprisingly well.
Sure, apples.
Pineapple's good because, watermelon's good, especially if you get it super ripe because it's just crazy juicy and you can get some grill marks on there and it'll maintain. So, and then the last thing I do is in the winter, because half the year we're locked inside. I like to do bacon wrapped pitted dates, but I got to put them in the oven. The other half of the year, put them on the grill. It makes them nice. They taste just as good, but they're much crispier when you put them on the grill.
Yeah.
So that's a good, real easy thing. People are coming over, get some dates, wrap them in bacon, throw them on the grill. 5 minutes, you got a snack. So those are my favorite ones to grill.
Yeah, I agree with you on the watermelon. I love grilling watermelon. I make a dish with grilled watermelon, ahi tuna, feta cheese, and basil. It's like a salad that I make, and it's phenomenal, man.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Dude, the day I made that, we went to a Scottish festival at the OC Fairgrounds, and me and my buddy drank a bunch of whiskey. And I came home, and I was like, I got this awesome idea for a salad. It's going to be great. And I did it, and it was just like, what the fuck? Where'd you pull that out of?
Whiskey-induced food.
Yeah. I don't drink much whiskey. I guess I should drink more.
Yeah, get on that, man.
Yeah, I've done the pineapple slices and done a pineapple slice and put it on a burger.
Yeah.
That's good. Like it adds that sweetness to a burger. But I've only recently started grilling fruit. Like especially if I'm doing I'll grill pizzas and I'll try to grill the toppings for the pizzas. And I recently did one where I grilled peaches and pears. And put that on pizza with...
I bet peaches are awesome, bro. I've never done that.
Well, I was going to ask about pears. Yeah,
and then the leftovers, what didn't go on the pizza, I threw on some vanilla ice cream for our dessert.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking the same thing. Because, I've done peaches and bananas and put it with vanilla ice cream. It's so fucking good.
Has anyone tried to grill strawberries?
Yes. And they suck.
Really?
Nah,
they get all mushy?
It didn't work. It didn't.
No.
Nah, it's better without growing them.
I think I tried kiwi once and I left the rind on.
Oh.
And they just and honestly, the hot flavor really wasn't a good thing.
Yeah.
I've seen bunches of grapes on the grill, but I've never done that.
I think that just turns them into raisins.
Well, but I do it in the oven. I put grapes in the oven.
Yeah?
Okay.
Well, I guess I put them on pizzas before because the girls have done that.
If they cook down, does it make them sweeter? Does it concentrate the sugars in there?
Yeah, I accidentally overcooked them once, and they were like giant raisins. Yeah. You're only supposed to wilt them a little bit, I think, and I just kind of forgot.
Mad scientist.
I have a wilted spinach salad that you cook a bunch of bacon and you don't take the drippings or the bacon out and you just throw the spinach right there in that. Like you make the bacon grease is like the fucking dressing, and you just add some like vinegar to it and wilts down the spinach. It's so good.
Wait, and I forgot the vegetables. I forgot that I will grill heads of romaine and shit all the time.
You had said that before, yeah.
Yeah,
on the grilling.
that is super good. Yeah, and if you have like an olive oil sprayer, more power to you. Spray that sucker down. Just toss it right on there.
Like a spritzer.
Yeah, bok choy I'll slice in half and throw on there. I mean, now that comes
No, but bok choy, it needs to be brought up in this conversation because it is so fucking good off the grill, and it's like just a little salt, pepper, a little olive oil, and that's all you need. It's just
I need more information. What the fuck is bok choy?
It's a little Asian cabbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like where celery and spinach come together.
I have one right now. I can show it to you.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're good. You get the big bok choy or the baby bok choy, and both of them are fantastic to grill.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is it's expensive, but if you go to a grocery store that has self-checkout and you ring it up as just cabbage,
I've never done that.
it's cheaper.
I've never stolen anything from a self-checkout.
My mom did it once, not at self-checkout, but just the girl didn't know what it was. She's like, "What is this?" And my mom said cabbage, and so she just rang it up as cabbage.
I gotta tell you, half the times when I check out in the fucking grocery store, they don't know what I'm doing. The girl goes, "What is this?" Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Oh God, okay." Now, yeah.
I always
when I go to the self checkout, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm always like an unknown item on the thing, and I don't know what I'm doing, and the people behind me are looking at me. I remember like a dozen years ago, the first time I encountered a self checkout, I was in Seattle. I was very young with a friend of mine, and we had just roasted a really huge joint, and we were just ripped. All we wanted to do was buy some Oreos, and we're like, "Let's go to this self checkout thing. What is this?" And 20 minutes later, we're still there. Like, dude, we got to get the fuck out of here. We got to go. Everybody knows we're high.
I know.
And it's gotten no better. It's gotten no better. I don't even smoke pot anymore, but it's gotten no better. So.
I love the self-checkout, but my husband will fill the fucking cart and be like, self-checkout. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way.
My only problem with self-checkout is, now the ones near my house, they allow you to put your bags on the... We actually have a tax... bag tax in Montgomery County. It's 5 cents for every bag. So you bring your own bag, and they finally let you put your bags down on the thing, so you can load the bags. But my complaint is I can't take the bags off and put them in my cart. So they all they all have to sit there until you're completely checked out and you've paid. Then you can start taking them off. But that self checkout trick also works with organic fruits and vegetables. That are usually like $3 a pound more.
We're really sticking it to the man today.
Yeah. Every day, Brian. Every day.
Hey, before I forget, I forgot to mention this earlier. Back to the vegetable thing. We're just jumping back and forth. Grilled artichoke is a great. Have you guys grilled? Just get the whole artichoke. Put some. I melt some butter. Pour the butter on top of it so it gets all in there. Just the whole thing. Maybe a little oil on the outside, and just throw it on the grill real quick and easy. And then as it cooks down, the butter's already in it. And I already take them out and I dip it in the butter anyway. But if you cook it with the butter, it's a thing. And then the heart in the middle, oh man. Artichoke hearts are one of the best.
See, I love using artichoke hearts and things, but like I grew up, my parents would make like the stuffed artichokes as like an appetizer, and there was something about that, like you peel the leaf off and you scrape like whatever the it reminds me of the in Temple of Doom when they're eating the beetles.
Yeah,
it's like so I never artichokes. It took me a while.
It's good, but it's a little tiny. I mean, if you're going to eat it that way with the leaves, you got to have like 50 artichokes. You got to have you'll never get full that way.
Yeah,
it's a snack.
Tedious.
It's an appetizer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, with the butter, that's a really good artichoke's really good. You got to take the outer leaves off once you're done, but man, the inner ones are real soft and tender.
So you toss the whole thing. I've had it grilled at a restaurant, and I think they brought it to me like halved. It looks like.
Well, I grill it. I cover. I mean, I have it with the leaves sticking up. I pour the butter on top, and then I put a little oil on the outside. Grill the whole thing really well, and then before you serve it, you take out the outer leaves that are all charred and whatnot, and it leaves the internal soft ones ready to go.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to
like
try
when
that.
you cook a corn, like when you cook corn and you take the husk off afterwards, the inside's real nice.
Yeah.
See, I
the whole thing.
grill corn on the cob all the time.
I was just gonna say, and I'll grill some corn. Yeah.
I don't, but I don't. Some of the recipes I saw, they peel the husk, but keep some and then grill it with the husk on. I just rip it all off and I just wrap it in foil. But I put all the
That's what
butter
I do.
and stuff on the corn and then grill it like that. Oh, that's like the only way I'll
With
do
the
it.
butter, and then you just roll it, and you can hear it boiling in the butter. I put some hot pepper stuff in there too. Sometimes I chopped up some jalapeno in there with the butter and let it cook in that. That's pretty nice. Then you just roll it a few times, and it's just boiling. It's so good. It's the easiest thing ever.
And I
You can't
have
fuck it
also, when I've had like a busy grill going, I used to have a full size Gen Air and stuff. I don't really have now I have a tiny grill. So, but if I had like a full size grill going, you can boil your corn or even cut the cobs in half. So you can do half sizes. You boil them half the way or whatever first. So then when you're throwing them on the grill, you really only need like a minute or two. You don't have to worry about burning them. They're done super fast. It's not 20 minutes. I'm cooking corn today.
Grilled corn is like one of my favorite components. One of my side dishes I like making. It's called rajas. It's poblano peppers, grilled corn, heavy cream, cheese, all mixed up. It's kind of more like a dip, but it's so good.
That sounds amazing.
Have you posted that on Punk Rock Foodies before?
I
That
have.
sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's really cool because you roast the peppers and then you grill the corn, so that sweet grilled corn mixed against the earthy pasilla flavor with the cheese is just it's good. It's decadent.
Man, that sounds awesome.
I think there's so much that gets posted on Punk Rock Foodies that's like, that's all meat and, the protein. And the protein is the star of the dish, the star of the meal. But I think there's just so much that can be done with fruits and vegetables that just add to
I
everything.
need to do it more. I'm disappointed in myself a little bit sometimes. I love bacon. I had 14 slices of bacon for breakfast this morning. I probably shouldn't have done that.
I am mad jelly. I was not jealous in real life until this moment, I think.
And some chocolate chip Eggo waffles. So, I balanced it out.
Gotta hit those other food groups.
Yeah, man.
Chocolate and.
But I needed to absorb all the beer from yesterday because like I said off the air, I'm still pretty not hammered, but I'm still pretty hungover.
Well, there's only one cure, and that would be to get re-hammered.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to open up the
Birthday
growler.
week.
Speaking of which, have you guys done anything with fruits and veggies in a cocktail or anything like that? I've made a couple of pineapple jalapeno margaritas before, and those are freaking phenomenal.
I've done prickly pear margaritas. I used to get them in Arizona and New Mexico, and then when I came back to Pennsylvania, it's like I want that again. And you can't find prickly pear juice out east like you can out west, but you can find prickly pears. So I made my own prickly pear syrup, and
Nice.
made some margaritas with that. That was good.
That sounds good.
The restaurant I worked at in Colorado for 2 years, they featured lavender everything. So I learned how to make every kind of syrup. They had lavender this, lavender that. Plus, we had mint syrup. They had almost every syrup we had behind the bar there was something that we made in house. And I just now, still to this day, I can't. I don't want to grow lavender. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to eat it. I don't want it on my clothes. My mother-in-law scents everything with it, and it fucking makes me want to gag. I can't. Nope. Makes me go full white girl. I can't even. But I honestly, I've never served so many lavender mimosas and lavender what was the other one? I guess just the martinis really were the most popular. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know about I know flowers, there's edible flowers, and people I've seen cakes where they put the flower petals on the cake pan and then pour the batter, and so it infuses it with that scent. I don't know. I mean, I smell flowers. I think of my great grandma's house.
Hibiscus can work. There's a lot of beers. You get a lot of hibiscus in beers and things like that. Candied hibiscus. You can get it freaking hippie stores.
I have a bag of hibiscus flowers in the fucking pantry.
Those can work. That's about the only one I can think of that has an actual flavor.
From the Latin store down the street. They're not. Those I didn't get at the hippie.
Latin, like Roman times, or Latin?
No. Yeah.
Maybe they're Latin
I think
hippies.
there's a little Cuban mart down the street. But,
Cubans in Florida? That's shocking.
I've never heard of such a
Who
thing.
fucking knew?
Ooh, plantains. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, I have the best idea. Well, not idea, but I've been making it for a long time. It's a plantains au gratin. I don't know if I posted it in Punk Rock Foodies yet.
No.
It's almost like plantains lasagna. I make it in a brownie pan. You slice them lengthways, so you get like strips, long strips. Lay them down. You want to. I based mine with just a little bit of like olive oil or coconut oil, and then in between the layers of the next row of plantains, you're going to put your cheese and I use chives instead of real onions, stuff like that. I'll use like 4 different cheeses. I add a little bit of either jalapeno or poblano chopped up super fine and smush it in there. And then put on like a second layer, sometimes a third, and you bake it for like 45 minutes. Holy shit. Add extra cheese like the last 5 minutes. I was watching some cooking show sometime, and some guy from the islands, I could barely understand him with his accent. And he was like, oh, and he printed the recipe at the bottom of the screen, and I took a photo of it. That was the only way I was able to. But like I watched him, and he was like, oh, the whole time he was like eating it right out of the pan while he's trying to tell you about, how to make it and this and that. I'm like, damn, that must be pretty good if you can't even stop like eating long enough to record like how to make it. So yeah, but I did, and honestly, I've had my family members ask me for recipes and stuff. I'll have to make it and put it up there now. The plantains are great.
Yeah, I don't do much with plantains. I think I only cooked with them once. And I say think because I was probably drinking. Shocking. All right, well, I think we could probably talk fruits and vegetables. There's so many fucking fruits and vegetables, and things that are fruits that we think are vegetables, and vice versa.
I'll remember a bunch of shit later when we're done after the show. I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that one.
Well, I just wrote this down. I was going to say, I might as well say it now. I was so disappointed the first time I ever had a poblano pepper because I was expecting something so big, and I was expecting like a lot of heat, and I was disappointed. I mean, it wasn't sweet like a green pepper, but it wasn't spicy like a jalapeno, and I was like, man, so I'm really hoping this was going to be better than it was.
They're perfect carrier peppers, though. I don't make stuffed bell peppers anymore. I make stuffed poblanos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, any kind of pepper that I would ever stuff before, I don't do that anymore. Now I stuff poblanos. And sometimes, like, I'll roast the outsides and then stuff them.
Okay.
That's when you really get the flavor. When you roast them, it just really kicks it up.
Yeah, I've roasted them before. My mom had some kind of, it was almost like a cheese filling that we stuffed them with, and then battered them and fried them.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
But I was expecting a little more. That was my only problem.
Well, and I did once, like, get them locally from a local farmer where they were so hot I had to treat them like hot peppers, not like, which was weird because
But I think
never.
I think that's the thing though. When you get something that you like that's homegrown or like locally farmed, I always find like the peppers are spicier. The
flavor is
it's sweeter.
Yeah.
The flavor is just so much more intense than like these corporation farms that are just rushing it out to get to make the money.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad's jalapenos are so much spicier than the shit I buy in the stores.
Yeah. Do you guys get chili peppers, the hatch chilies out there, Xander?
I've had hatch chilies. I haven't seen them out here. I mean, I've visited New Mexico and Arizona a lot, so I've had them. But no, I'm gonna have to. Now that you've said that it's the season, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for them because we do. I have noticed the pepper section at my grocery store has gotten larger over the years. So
Cool.
I'll have to keep my eyes peeled.
If you don't get some out, let me know. I'll send some out.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can get my hands on some for sure. So.
How about you send me some beer, asshole?
It's
Didn't the Blackhawks beat the Ducks? Isn't that the?
Yeah, they're going to beat them again before you send me beer.
And now I just got to go get the box. I got five
I know.
beers for you.
Dude, I'm going to send you a 3 Floyd shirt, too. I'm going to hook you up.
We got a punk rock pale ale coming our way though from Long
That's
Pallet.
right. Check
here.
that out.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we go to a song? When we come back, we'll have Darius Koski of the Swinging Utters will be calling in. So who's got a song to send us off to here? Brian, you got another one?
I've got a song. A band from Minneapolis called Off With Their Heads. A little song called Seek Advice Elsewhere. Good band. If you ever see them come through, go see them. They're super rad guys.
Punk Rock Foodies Radio, punkrockradio.net. Welcome back to Punk Rock Foodies Radio on punkrockradio.net. On the phone with me now is guitarist, vocalist for Swinging Utters, Darius Koski. Darius, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You're in the band Swinging Utters, and you recently came out with a solo album. It's pronounced Sisu?
Uh-huh.
What prompted you to branch out and go for doing the solo album?
It's actually something I've wanted to do for, years, 20 years maybe. I've had a ton of songs that have been just sitting around for a really long time, and I don't know, just a certain style that I write in that isn't punk rock or wouldn't fit. I mean, a lot of the songs that end some of the others' records, the really mellow ones, those have always been kind of like my solo songs that I let go. Like, oh, okay, I'll just put it on this record just so somebody could hear it at least. So I've been wanting to do it for a really, really long time. But I didn't have a label come out, so.
Yeah, so
people have banged down my door.
Since it is it's not punk at all. I mean, there's very like folky. There's accordion in there. You're a violinist and you play like 27 instruments on the album. Was it hard to get Fat Records to put it out since they're pretty much straight punk?
Well, was it hard? I don't know. It's kind of a weird question because at first I thought, oh, Michael totally liked this because, it's a lot like those, songs on our record that he likes. But I gave him like a demo or something a couple of years ago maybe, and he just pretty much passed on it. And I was like, kind of fucking like, what the fuck? Really? I was kind of shocked, but kind of not shocked because, I don't know, it isn't punk rock. It's totally different than the whole record of that kind of stuff. So, it wasn't really that shocking, but I think I was expecting that he would just jump all over it. And he passed. So, at that point, I was just kind of really dejected about the whole thing. Because this is something I wanted to do for so long. And I didn't know where to go from there. And I sent other places without any response. And I was pretty much like, fuck it, I guess I'll release it on my own. If nobody did it, blah, 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 and for me. And then my wife encouraged me to basically send him different versions of some of these songs I'd already sent him. Because she personally likes those versions better. She's like, that whole recording session that you did, blah, blah, was shitty. Just send him these, demos you did at home. And so I sent him that stuff, and all over it. And he loved it. So, which was great. That was seriously like one of the best days of my life. When he texted me and said, "Let's do it," I was like, "Fucking finally!" So, yeah. So yeah, it was kind of tricky. Yeah.
So you've been working on these songs for quite some time, and I know that like Swinging Utters didn't record a full-length album for a very long time, and then you guys were just throwing them back to back to back here the last couple of years. Was that like little hiatus? Were you working on this album or these songs, or? No,
I mean, a lot of these songs are really old, but a lot of them are new. I wasn't like really. I kind of sporadically write all the time, anyways. So it's not like I stopped writing. It's just what really happened was that Johnny was kind of burned on touring. He wanted to, raise his kids and be there for his kids as much as he possibly could. So he didn't want to go on the road that much anymore. So we didn't do any like nationwide tours anymore. Mm-hmm. We were just doing weekenders and mostly California kind of stuff, and that went on for a long time. And I kind of didn't want to do any records because we wouldn't be able to support them on the road. But that's kind of part of the deal, it's like part of the bargain. So we didn't do it. And then, I finally got to the point where we basically talked about it. I was like, you guys want to keep doing it like we're doing it, or do you want to be a band again? Really tour and make records and stuff. And at that point, Johnny's kids were a little older. I mean, our kids are big, but but I didn't. It's not that I didn't care as much. I don't. Whatever, different dynamic, different parenting skills. So once he was willing to do it, and our kids were kind of old enough, it was fun. And it is easier now that they're old.
Right.
So.
Well, and I guess also taking 8 years off of recording and everybody kind of working on writing songs and stuff, then you would get in there and pretty much pound out 4 full-length albums in a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you're Finnish, correct? You're
yeah. My father's Finnish, and my father's from Finland, and my mother's from Iran, so I'm kind of half and half. My mother's got a little Russian too, so I've got a little bit of Russian, a little Iranian, and then half Finnish.
Any that's such an interesting combination. Like growing up, any interesting meals that you remember or love, or?
Oh yeah, oh no, totally. It's 2 totally different cultures in pretty much every way that you can imagine.
Right.
But my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, she would make she was a great cook and a really amazing baker. She would make her own donuts and stuff like that. Just these traditional kind of coffee breads that they have in Finland, kakkupula, and she would make that all the time and just bake constantly. But she'd also make Finnish food is really pretty basic stuff, like lots of casseroles, lots of potatoes, potatoes and meatballs, but I love that really kind of simple food. It's almost kind of like more like what somebody would call peasant food or something. You know what I mean? Right. Really simple kind of stuff. Yeah. So there was that, but then also on my mom's side was just crazy amazing. That side of the family's bigger. She has more brothers and sisters, and they just make amazing Persian food. And my mom is like, she's a good cook, but mostly when she cooks Persian food, because it's amazing stuff. And I grew up eating that, and that's really, I don't know how much Persian food you've had, but it's really good.
That's the one. like area, like the Middle East and everything. Like, you know, I mean, the only thing I really know about that was like couscous, you know. And
yeah, it's not
even,
I don't think that's not even an Iranian thing. Like they don't make couscous at all. It's like long grain rice cooked a very specific way. My favorite thing is this dish that is supposed to be made with pheasant, but they usually use chicken because, you know, pheasants aren't exactly, you know, time a dozen or anything. But it's pheasant, and it's basically stewed in this walnut pomegranate sauce.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And so it's this brown sauce, and it's totally my favorite dish. And it just takes a long time, and a lot of Persian food is really, really time consuming for prep, basically.
Yeah.
And I remember like my grandmother and them all just sitting around with these giant bowls of this other dish of kidney beans and peeling every bean for, you know, a couple hours. They just peel every single kidney bean.
That sounds like a punishment.
Things like that. Yes, I know. Things like that. It's crazy. But that was great food. You really should try it out. It's when I describe it to people, it's kind of it's similar to, I think, in textures and stuff. It's similar to Indian food, but without the spice, with a little bit more of a Mediterranean feel maybe to it.
That makes sense.
But yeah, and as far as like the sauces and the textures go, it reminds me of Indian food, but just it's not spicy at all.
We'll have to look into a Persian restaurant in the area. I'm sure there's one around here.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get a good one.
Yeah. So, do you cook at home, or do you leave that to the wife, or is there something that you specifically like to make? Or?
I do. I don't as much as I used to. We used to trade off almost every night, but now she pretty much has taken over. She's a much better cook than I am. She's a lot more sort of well-versed, and she can cook a way wider variety of things than I can. Yeah, I don't know. I used to like to cook more than I do now. I don't know why, but I want to kind of get back into it more. I always, you know, I barbecue and all that, but that almost doesn't count to me. And I like cooking, you know, meat and stuff. She's basically a vegetarian. She eats fish. I love fish, all kinds of seafood. I was a butcher for a number of years, so I know that side of it pretty well.
I was too. So yeah.
What's that?
I worked in a butcher shop for about 4 or 5 years. Yeah. So the cuts of meat. It was always my job to buy the meat.
Yeah, I miss a lot of things about it. I don't miss waiting on people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I miss the rest of the job. Kind of actually, I sort of liked cutting meat. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing that I cook nowadays is all that interesting. But we mix it up. We're not picky at all. We like to try new things. We'll try anything, you know, once. So yeah, we like to just try new restaurants that open in town. You know, whatever. I'm not for anything.
Now, you're in San Francisco?
I'm actually in Santa Cruz again. I moved back down here like 10 years ago.
I know you also have a side job as a plumber, correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
You ever walk into somebody's house and they're like, holy shit, that's the guy from Swinging Utters?
No, I have not. But I have been on job sites where like some of the people, like some of the carpenters or whatever, know my band.
Okay.
But no, I don't get a hell of a lot of. I'm not famous enough to get that sort of facial kind of recognition very often. So it has to be in context. Like if we're in Lawrence, Kansas, and some little punker kid is, you know, at the same restaurant we're having breakfast at, and we're playing that night or something,
right.
you know, then we might notice. But.
Right. And speaking of shows, you are Swinging Utters is playing on the Punk or the Fat Wreck 25 years tour.
Yeah.
All the dates or just out in California?
All the dates.
All the dates.
All the dates. Yeah.
Okay, and that's this month of August. Yes. And then at the Parkside, on one of the Parkside shows, you'll be doing your solo act there.
Yeah.
as well as the whole band Swinging Utters performing. And I believe that show sold out, so you can't get tickets.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't really know. I'm guessing they're probably sold out, yeah.
Yeah, that's like a big show. A lot of big names.
There's a lot of big-ass bands playing. I mean, when you get NoFX and Lagwagon and Strung Out together, it's going to sell out just for those bands.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, Good Riddance playing, too.
I think Propaganda's on one.
Gimmies.
Yeah.
Gimmies are playing, too, and Propaganda, yeah, it's a huge show. It's crazy.
All right, anything else going on? You can take this solo gig on tour at all, or just little things?
I really, really want to. There's nothing planned right now. I definitely want to. I'm going to talk to my booking agent. It's the same agent that the Utters have been working with for 20 years now. So I want to talk to her about the next step. I wouldn't mind, opening for some bigger artists, So we'll see. But yeah, I definitely plan on doing that. And I would love to go into the studio again sometime early next year. Yeah, man, I just want to do it as much as possible, really.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I was looking at the record last night, and I was looking at the jacket, and I was like, man, there's a lot of songs on this album. You have like 15 songs on that record.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But now that I know that it's been like in the works basically for 20 years, you obviously are going to have a lot of stuff to pick through and choose from. So.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of ones that I've abandoned, and there's some that I want to kind of rework. But then there's new shit too. So it's like, I don't know. I think I have several albums worth of stuff right now that I could pump out pretty quick, just to purge, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get rid of old and new stuff.
Well, those of you listening, you should check out Darius's solo album, Sisu, right? What does that word mean? Does it have a?
It's a really, really specifically Finnish words. There's actually no translation for it in English. It's basically sort of a broad definition of it would be kind of like guts or perseverance, maybe, like never give up, sort of tough kind of attitude,
Yeah.
It really relates to just the Finnish culture and how they are, and just freezing winters and that kind of life. You know what I mean?
Is it Finland?
Yeah, but it's a word I've heard my whole life. So.
Is it Finland that has that eats the fermented fish out of the ground? That's a Scandinavian thing, right?
No, not that I know of, unless that could be like way up north, Laplander kind of stuff or something. But no, I don't think so. They eat a lot of They have a lot of the sort of great European outdoor market situation. They have a lot of that stuff going on too. In my dad's hometown, we went to one of those, and there was a lot of just beautiful smoked fish and oh my god, stuff like that. So they eat a lot of smoked fish. They eat herring. None of the dried stuff, like Swedes eat some of the dry fish, lutefisk and stuff, and the Finns don't really eat that. Yeah, it's a neat place.
Well, all right. Well, that's all I got for you. You got anything else you want to add? Now's your chance.
No, not really.
All right.
Come see us on tour.
All right, and here is some Swinging Utters. This is off their latest album, Fistful of Hollow. It came out last November. This is Unaffected on Punk Rock Foodies Radio, punkrockradio.net.
And average and old, I'm what lives in me.
like to thank Steve, Brian, Skate Rat. I'd like to thank Darius, Koski, for his interview. Go check out the Swinging Utters on the Fat Wreck for 25 Years tour. Also, check out Burning Rose Studios for your graphic and video needs. Check out Betty Gear on Facebook. Thanks, guys at punkrockradio.net, and thanks to the people here at the Vicious Pig Saloon. Also, go over to Facebook and check out Punk Rock Foodies, 3,800 members, going strong, posting some really great food. Come join in the fun. Bone-Ape-Tit, everyone.
Much as I deny it, I'm a dirty-footed hippie, I guess.